Okay, so the first thing you want to do is charge both batteries up. This is the secondary charger. Very easy. Just get your spare battery, slide it on, plug it in obviously, clip it in, and you'll see with the LED lights, they will light up depending on what stage the battery is charging at. So this is currently charging, and because it's flashing on the middle LED, it's getting close to 50% charge. And you'll see exactly the same LEDs light up with the other base wall unit. Okay, and yeah, it's exactly the same when charging from the wall unit. So normally this would be mounted to the wall, and then as you place it on onto the battery, you'll see that the LEDs will light up with the stage of charging that the battery is currently at. So very, very simple, very, very easy. Okay, so to put the vacuum together, there's three ways you can use it. First one is the most obvious way. So you put the long tube in, put the main motor unit in, and it all clicks together really quick and easy. Then put the handle on, and away you go. So you use the unit like this. Okay, the next one is you can use it just as a handheld unit. So just like so, we've got the three attachments. Use it as a handheld unit with the three attachments. They just press on, really easy. Use it as you need. Really easy, simple. Okay, so that's this one, and the third and final way is to have the main motor unit at the base of the head. So really simple and easy. It's got these two prongs, you can't get it wrong. Everything clicks in. Take the handle off. Clicks. Clicks, and away you go. And the beauty about having it at the base, I actually use it all the time at the base, that I just leave it there, is because the weight is down at the bottom. You don't have as much weight on your wrist, and it's also really cool that you can just let it balance by itself like so. So there's been a lot of reviews that I've read about people struggling to empty the dustbin in this, and it's actually simpler than what people have made it out to be, if you know what you're doing. So you finished, you've got your max line. Obviously it's not a massive container, it's about I think half a litre of space that you can fill it to, but anyway, when you're ready to empty it, it's pretty easy. So on the top, all you got to do to get the dustbin out is twist the top here, the lid, till it stops. So it gets to a point and then it'll stop. You'll feel resistance, then you just lift it out. It's pretty simple, very easy. So there's the top view. Now when you're ready to empty it, you literally just keep twisting and it'll spring open, a bit like the Dyson. See? Bang, it opened. So shake your dust off, and when you're ready, close the top first. You can close that back up again before the bottom, and then close the bottom and it'll clip in place. So you'll hear it click, and now it's locked in place. Okay, so from here it's all locked up. You slide it back in till you hear the click and it locks back in. So done, and she's ready to go. It's actually very simple. So we'll go again. I'll open. The other thing I like about this is you have a more controlled opening of the cleaning part of the lid. So if you want, like me, I don't like it opening like the Dyson, where it ejects the seal and everything, all the dust explodes in a puff of a cloud of dust. So you can have a more controlled thing. So once you do this, you can keep turning it, and if you hold your finger on the top gently, you can gently open it and then tip it into a bin instead of having it just go pew, exploding everywhere. Whereas with a Dyson, because it's a two-handed action, you can't you can't open it as controlled. So anyway, again, putting it back together, close it up top, and then clip this down till you hear the click. There you go. And same for putting the dustpan back. Make sure it's locked up, push it down until you hear the click. Done. And away you go. It's as simple as that. So another demo on how to empty it with real dust. So we've already got it slightly opened. Take that to take it out, then keep going. And away you go. Empty your dust. And you can just, twist it back on and clip it back up, and away you go. But for a deeper clean of the catch, and then unlock the filter, push in, let's take it out. So let's go a little bit further. See, we get hair and crap in there. What I normally do, I just get a brush, so I'll do that now. So see, you get little bits of dust inside. You want to brush that off. So also what I didn't do was, when you do the comfort clean, it shakes off the filter a bit, so you should do that before see how the dust is coming off? It cleans that inner HEPA filter. So you should do that 3 times before you empty it anyway. And then what I'm going to do is, now I'm actually going to take that out to do a proper clean of both units. So again, push in and it'll clip off. There you go. And see, you do get a bit of dust in there, so you need to then just tap that off. And also a lot in there as well that have come off this filter, so bang that off. And then also all that dust in there, shake that out, just tap gently. And the other part that you can't get off, you just get a soft brush in there. So be careful not to get any hard surfaces. So I don't want to get that on the edge of the filter, so I'm pushing to make sure that it's only the soft brush bit that gets in there. And then what I do is I just brush that all off. So it is a little bit messy, a bit like the Dyson when you have to clean it. It would be lovely to have a unit where you don't have to do this, but so far neither of these two brands, Dyson or Miele, have come up with a solution for that. So once you do that, it's pretty clean. You're never going to get it perfect. And just to show you as well, so when this turns, that's what it's doing. It's flexing across those to get the dust off them. So you do that while it's inside. You can also do it here if you want a more extensive clean. And then put it back together. So place it in and give it a bit of a brush, all that garbage off. So place it in, and then to unlock is obviously that way, so you just go the opposite way. So once it drops into place, you just lock it in and reverse it, push down, and that's in. So now I can do the comfort clean and put it back together. And then also you want to give this a bit of a clean as well. It's a bit cumbersome, but fortunately it is what it is. Just be gentle, don't do anything, use any harsh, sharp objects. And that's a thorough clean right there. Alright, so to put it back together, line up your arrows. So there's my arrow here, and there's my arrow here. Line them up. Again, make sure it's all straight and level. Once it's dropped into place, you just twist this back onto the front and it'll engage nicely. Clip your clip back in. Another quick brush to get any leftover dust off if you're finicky like me. And you're ready to go. Okay, so when the battery gets low on the Miele, as you can see, this is your LED segment. It will start flashing on one LED, so I'll just show you. There you go, you can clearly see that. And when it's finished, it does that. It actually kicks off and flashes quickly and then shuts off. And then you can't actually turn it on. But when you go off and on again, it'll flash again to say your battery's flat. So changing the battery is super quick and easy. I definitely recommend getting a second battery because, yeah, there's nothing worse when you're not quite finished vacuuming and then you need to wait for it to charge up. So I'll do that now. Okay, so to change your battery, very simple process. All you have to do, push your button on this side, push the tab on the other side, and pull in that direction. Very simple. Done. Put your new battery in. Just clips in. Get a clip, and then turn her on. And nothing. What the heck? So this is unfortunately one slightly minor annoyance with Miele is when you put the second battery in, it needs to have been just taken out of the charger that's plugged in. So this is actually a fully charged battery, but as you can see, nothing. So what I have to do, I have to plug this into the charger again. Just drop it in. And it should say it's fully charged. So 3 LEDs came on. What will happen eventually is the lights will go out, which is a good thing that slightly saves on power. But anyway, so now that I've done that, let's see if it works now when I plug it in. So we'll try plugging it in again, just slide it back in. And now it works. So it's almost like you need to wake up the battery for your spare one that hasn't been recently charged. It's obviously not an issue when you're permanently plugged into a charger, which you would normally. And to be honest, when I set this spare charger up, I will actually have that permanently plugged in as well, I would say. But even then, it's not that big a deal if you don't want to. You can just charge it and then quickly pop it on the charger for a second again. Small hassle, but maybe that's something that Miele does to preserve the battery charge. It's actually isolate it. But anyway, on to the next section. So one cool thing about the Miele is it does have a self-detection for carpet or hard floors for the brush. So I've got the standard brush, the red brush head on, and to be honest, I think I'm going to just use that all the time. Let me get you up and close. That's just the normal one that it comes with, and it works really well. I haven't noticed any flicking from underneath at the rear of the unit. And what it does is it actually detects when the head is on hard floor. and then switches off the motorized brush unit. So you're saving power when you're on hard floor. And then it also, when you get back to carpet, and this is all mid-run, you don't have to switch it off and on. When you go to carpet, it detects resistance on the brush and then engages the brush head motor. And then when you come back to hard floor again, it will actually detect that now there's no resistance on the brush, or very little resistance, and it switches the brush head motor off again. So I'll show you this quickly. I'll just do this on Eco, which is the setting I usually run the vacuum on, which is all you need, and we'll go from there. So minimum, maximum. So here the noise is about standard, and then as I go onto the carpet, you'll hear after a couple of seconds it will engage the brush motor. So here we go. There we go. So now it's just engaged. And now I'll go over here. And now it's just disengaged the brush motor. So here we go, we're vacuuming on hard floors. I'll do it again. And then it's engaged the electric brush motor again. So you can clean carpet and hard floors without having to switch heads, and economically as well. So you're saving power when you don't need the brush head on hard floors. And there you go again. You can actually see the LED on the front head slightly go brighter when the brush goes off. Okay, the other thing I really like about the Miele is it has exceptional quality of build. It's solid. It seems to operate and do everything you want it to. And I love that it's a lot quieter than my previous Dyson V10. So I'm just going to show you the 3 noise variations off the 3 switches. So I'm going to get it nice and close. So this is on carpet. So we go to Eco first. Alright, and that was all on carpet, so it's obviously a tiny bit noisier because the brush turns on carpet, but it's still way quieter than my Dyson V10 ever was, way quieter. So it's nice to not be have a motor squealing constantly, and especially on the high boost suction on Dyson, oh, it would literally squeal your ear off. You'd almost need hearing protection. Alright, so let's put it on hard floors and we'll do the comparison. So here we go again. And there you go, that is the noise comparison. I'm now going to do an empty because the dustbin is starting to get a little bit full. You can see it there building up, maybe a little bit on camera there without all the reflectance. Anyway, so as my previous video showed, it's pretty simple. So that's how you get the head off. Simple as. One more time how to get it off and on. Once it's clean, you can put it back in. Turn it back to the engage mode and push it in until it clicks. So you heard that click in? All done. Gotta unlock it first. And see, it gets all this hair in there. So the good thing is if you get some small scissors, you can cut through all that. There's a little groove here. And cut all that out. And then what I found, if you turn the vacuum on while you pull it off, so the big difference with the two brushes is obviously your red one is a lot thicker and a lot stiffer, so it can really brush hard into the carpets and the floors to kick the dirt and dust out. The grey one is softer and a bit thinner, so obviously for delicate carpets, and you can even use it on hard floors if you really want to, but yeah. Yeah, I've used them both. I'm going to stick with the red for all surfaces, hard floor and carpets, because that suits me fine. So all in all, I really like this vacuum. It's a great vacuum, built well, does the job, has really good suction. One thing I like is that the head, the main brush head that I think all the units of the Miele stick vacuum come with, will do all surfaces really well, hard floor, carpet. I think if you've got delicate floors, you should use the delicate brush. You can buy that separately, or the hard floor tool. Again, I think I'm just going to use this one all the time for both. So it's a really good head. I don't get any flick behind when you're using it. I noticed with the Dyson brush head, I used to always get, you could feel the little particles of dust and little, I don't know, chips of stuff come flying back at you when you vacuum. This one's really good. I like the fact that it's really super quiet for a good vacuum, especially in comparison to the Dyson. Certainly the Dyson V10, which I have also. The only gripe I have is two main things that they could improve to make it an almost perfect unit, is that they need a bigger dustbin. So I think it's 0.5 litre, so 500 ml capacity, which you can see is not massive. The Dysons, most of the Dysons are bigger. So if they made it a little bit bigger, it would certainly be great, certainly be good, because you don't have to empty it as often, because you know the emptying is the most painful part I find of all these vacuums, these stick vacuums. Also cleaning the filter, could be a bit easier as well. But all in all, I would definitely recommend this vacuum. It is built well, does the job, and yeah, a real good quality vacuum. I definitely recommend it. Okay, after using it for well over 6 months now, I actually don't recommend this machine, and purely for the fact of the hassle and the pain of emptying it. So the original two qualms that I had with it, which was how small the bin is, that's the biggest issue, because pretty much any sort of half decent vacuum of a section of the house or carpet, you fill that really quickly. So pretty much you've almost got it. Well, I found I have to empty it nearly every vacuum, so it's a massive hassle. And not only do you have to empty it every vacuum, you then have to go through the hassle of shaking it out, brushing it, doing the comfort clean. So Dyson's mode of emptying is actually a lot less hassle, at least with the V10, which is the one that I've been using. So after those two major hiccups, after using it for well over 6 months, unfortunately, I don't recommend it. Everything else on the vacuum is good. Suction is good. The noise is good. But yeah, for those two reasons, I'll admit, I actually am going back to using my Dyson, because I don't want to have to empty a vacuum every single time I use it. But anyway, yeah, that's it.